What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? How are you guys doing? Welcome back here to another football recap video. And what a game this was between Italy and England. But first things first, man, big ups to England just for being able just to play very tough in this game, because I know that this game is going to be a very tough loss for England. I think that this loss was without a doubt probably more heartbreaking than the World Cup semi-final loss to Croatia, but I still think England are just going to be one step forward to getting that trophy maybe one day, or maybe at the World Cup. I'm not sure though. But hey, let's not count England out, because England, man, they had a heck of a tournament, you know, they just absolutely took this tournament by storm. And I know that this is going to be a very tough loss for England, but you see, the thing is, man, I think that this is going to be a learning experience for England, because as you people know, man, a lot of the England players are currently very young and they don't have really experience of playing at a tournament besides the World Cup. And I think that with that tournament and with this tournament, I think that England are just going to use this as motivation and as a learning experience just to, you know, grow from it, because that's what you do in times like this, you know, in tough times like this, because this is without a doubt a tough time for England. The only thing that England can do right now really is just come together as a team and not to let this destroy them. You know, that's what I would personally do if I was the England football team, is just, you know, motivate the players, you know, especially practice on penalties, because tonight, man, England's penalty taking was just absolutely god-awful. Like, I don't know what else to say, man, but once again, man, England can't get over their penalty demons. So, I mean, really, first of all, man, England, they need to practice more on penalties, because as I said in my prediction video, man, I had a feeling that this game was going to go to penalties, but unfortunately, I got my prediction wrong, because I had England winning this game on penalties. But I mean, in this game, man, Gigi Donnarumma, this game proves to me that Donnarumma is the heir to Buffon's throne, because the way how Gigi Donnarumma played tonight, man, he was without a doubt man of the match in my opinion. And Gigi Donnarumma, he's just a heck of a keeper. So what a great way for Italy to finally find their replacement for Buffon. The only thing I wish would happen is that Donnarumma stays at AC Milan, because I feel like that if Donnarumma stayed at AC Milan, he would establish a legacy there. And one thing that I also forgot to mention here in this video is that why was Chiellini not sent off for that horse collar tackle right there on Saka? Because if I was the referee, I would have given Chiellini a red card, because that was obviously a deliberate foul right there by him on Saka. But going back to this game, when Luke Shaw scored that goal in the second minute, I really thought for a second that England already had this game wrapped up. But unfortunately, man, Italy just in the second half, they came out stronger, because in the first half, I will admit, England in the first half were absolutely doing a heck of a job. You know, England were just absolutely all over Italy. I mean, Italy were just absolutely getting tested on their back for, you know, first pass of the game, first play, just absolutely beautiful goal by Shaw. And then after that, I thought that England was going to make it 2-0, because this game kind of reminds me of that Croatia semi-final game at the World Cup, you know, where England were doing so well in the first half, but in the second half, man, England just completely ran out of gas. Because like how Croatia did in the second half of the World Cup, England in the second half, in my opinion, just let Italy gain way too much control of the game. Because in the second half, man, Italy's midfield was just absolutely dominating the game, and that's what I think made the biggest difference here, is just Italy's just crazy midfield. And when it comes to playing Italy, man, you got to be able to bury your chances against Italy, man. You can't just expect to sit back and forth and just let Italy's midfield eat up your back four, because that's just not going to work. And that's what I think the biggest mistake England made today together as a whole, is just letting Italy have way too much time on the ball, and them just not taking advantage of the chances, and them not keeping the ball away from Italy enough. But what a tournament this was for Italy, man. Seriously, from not making it to the World Cup in Russia to them just being the Euro 2020 champions, man, what a crazy, you know, transition for Italy. And Italy once again are back on the domination of world football. But of course, very tough loss for England, man, because I really thought they had this game wrapped up in the bag. But it's just in the second half, man, I think that England should have kept the ball away from Italy and just, you know, try and go for those second goal opportunities. Because like I said before, against a team like Italy, you got to be able to be more consistent. I feel like that maybe England's midfield wasn't consistent enough against Italy in the second half and in extra time, because in extra time, Italy were just absolutely dominant on the ball. Because I had a feeling that in extra time, England were going to get a goal, but unfortunately, man, none of that happened. And I think that in extra time, England got way too defensive and they were trying to play for penalties. But I just don't get what it is with England and penalties. You know, it looks like that England and penalties do not have the best relationships ever. Seriously, don't mean to sound harsh here, but I really think that Gareth Southgate should use this game here as motivation, you know, to have England practice more on penalties. Because I will admit, you know, I feel like that England's penalty taking was just absolutely horrendous, because it's like, if you want to take penalties here against Italy, you got to be able to pack a lot of power on the pens, you know, because I feel like that England should have gone for top bins if they were to win a penalty right here against Italy. Because in order to win against Italy on penalty shootouts, you got to be able to have the power to just strike the ball into the upper bin where it's impossible for the keeper to make a save. Because I feel like that if England had just simply gone for top bins, then I think England probably would have won this penalty shootout the way how I see it. Because I look back at Italy's 2006 World Cup win over France, and what I've noticed from Italy in their 2006 World Cup win is that they were just absolutely clinical on penalties. You know, they were just constantly going for top bins, and that's how they were able to win against France on penalties. And in my opinion, that's what I think England should have done. done is just practice on penalties, practice to try and score in the top bins of the goal. So I know this might seem like a very tough loss for England right here, but if I was an England fan, I would still be excited about my squad because it's like England have a very young midfield right now, and I think that England are going to be a very dominant team in international football for at least the next 5 years, man, seriously. Unfortunately, Italy just had more luck on penalties, man, and that's the thing about football. So what else is there to say about this game, man? I feel like that England just got way too comfortable in the second half and in extra time. And I will admit that equalizer by Italy right there was just absolutely clutch, but that was just very bad defending right there by England on the set piece. But I mean, it is what it is, man. This is football, so I don't know what else to say about this game. So I hope you people enjoyed this video. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, and congratulations to Italy on winning the Euros for the first time since 1968. Big win here for Italy, especially for guys like Chiellini and Bonucci, who haven't really won any major trophy. I mean, for them to win this Euros is just absolutely well deserved for them.